chose that particular recorded performance to be on an album. And we don't stray too far from it. There are little improvised bits that go on stage. But we're not the Grateful Dead. We don't do like a jam show. We try to play what was written, the way it was written. But we find there is room to improvise somewhat. When I'm singing, I will definitely go off the map a little bit. Sometimes I'll go for a high note that wasn't in the original recording. Sometimes the drummer will throw in an extra riff here and there. The guitar player might noodle on it, a little more than was on the recording. But we don't stray that far away. I know that may sound kind of boring, but there's a discipline to it. We try not. People are waiting to see you perform, and if you go on stage and you do an unrecognizable version of a song they like, it doesn't always, play well.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the songs that are, that over the course of your career maybe were played a little bit less frequently, but have made a little bit more of a comeback in recent years? I'm thinking of songs on your set list now, like a song like Vienna.
Yeah, Vienna kind of took on a life of its own. Sometimes I'll even ask the audience before we're going to play a song, look, we can't do every song that I've ever recorded, but I'll give you a choice. I'll name 2 songs, and you tell me which one you want us to do. You let us know. And I would even mention Vienna. I said, okay, there's a song called Vienna from the Stranger album. The other choice could be Just the Way You Are from the same album. And Just the Way You Are was a big hit. But many, many times they vote for Vienna more than Just the Way You Are, which I kind of like. I tend to like the more obscure songs, not the ones that were the hits. The ones that were the hits got a lot of airplay, maybe, too much sometimes. Maybe they were overexposed. And it's kind of gratifying to know that people do want to hear the more obscure songs I wrote. Vienna's a good example of that. Zanzibar is another one. Sometimes we'll do a song called Sleeping with the Television On, All for Lena, album tracks. They used to refer to them as album tracks. And those are kind of fun to play because we don't do them all the time. And we're never really sure what the audience is going to want. But when you throw it out there like a multiple choice, it becomes obvious what they want to hear, and that's what we play.
Do you have any sense of why Vienna over Just the Way You Are?
It must have struck a nerve somewhere. Maybe the lyrics slow down, you crazy child. You're so ambitious for a juvenile. If you're so smart, tell me why you're so listen to me, I'm quoting myself.
I think you got the quotation correct there.
Thank you. Like I said, I think if people have had the album or were interested enough to buy one of my albums and are familiar with some of the lesser known album tracks, I think it's kind of natural. People think, you know what? I've never heard see them do that one live. I'd like to hear that. And Vienna, it's a good song. It's one of those songs that just kind of popped out of nowhere. I don't remember, exactly what was going on when I wrote it, but when it got written fairly quickly. I love songs like that. They almost write themselves. It's like my head was in some kind of rarefied atmosphere, and the Promethean moment came right through my head. And look at that, I just wrote that. Where did that come from? What the hell was that all about? A New York State of Mind is like that. It's one of those songs that just kind of wrote itself in a way. But sometimes songs that we want to do that aren't that well known do not go over all that great with an audience. We started out about 3 years ago doing, I hate to call it a tour, but I started performing a lot more about 3 years ago, and we did a bunch of songs off the River of Dreams album, which I guess people were not that familiar with. We did a song, a very complex song called The Great Wall of China. And we were all hyped up to do that song. It was, wow, this is good. They're going to love this one. And they kind of laid there like a lock. We looked at each other, well, I guess that one didn't fly. And so we kind of cut back on doing those songs. If they don't work enough times when we, try them out at a show, we usually, just put them in the closet.
You refer to songs that kind of write themselves, and I'm also wondering about the flip side of that, about songs that took a while to write, or songs that you really struggled with. We had a presentation today that had a look at a couple of shots from pages of the notebook that you wrote when you were preparing Stormfront, for example. And I'm wondering if there are songs in your memory that stand out as ones that you really struggled with, but maybe you were really proud of the way they turned out.
I guess a good example of that would be Allentown. I started writing Allentown back in the 70s, but it wasn't called Allentown. I had the music for it. And I think I was trying to write a song about where I grew up, which is a place called Levittown. It was one of the original housing developments ever built for returning GIs from the war, where all the houses looked the same. And I wrote the music, and we're living here in Levittown, and there really isn't much around, and the streets are blue, the trees are brown. There's so much for that song.
You keep going with that, that's fine.
What's that?
I said you can keep going with those lyrics if you like, that's fine.
Well, it was something like that when I started writing. I started writing about my hometown, and I realized, there's really nothing to write about here. And I put it away, and then every other year I would take it out and go, well, what can we do with this? Because it's a good melody, and I like the chords, and I like the rhythm. And then one day, I think it was in '82, I was reading a newspaper story. This is during the Reagan era. And the steel mills in Bethlehem were closing, the U.S. Steel mill. And everybody was like out of work. It was big news at the time. And I used to play in those areas, to play in Allentown, and Bethlehem, and the Lehigh Valley. And that was our bread and butter. There were a lot of colleges there and clubs. And I was very appreciative of the fact that people came to see us back in those days. And I remember talking to a young kid in Allentown. He said, you're starting to get really popular and you're never going to come back here. And I thought, yes, I will. I'll be back. And they never did. And I still kind of feel bad about that to this day because they don't have the big venues like Madison Square Garden in those parts of Pennsylvania. So we actually just started playing, whole other kinds of markets and whole other kinds of venues. And I remember that kid said, you'll never be back here. Nobody who ever gets big ever comes back here. And I thought, gee, that's really sad. I wish I could write a song for this place. And that became a song called Allentown. Although I don't know how crazy they are about it because instead everybody's out of work and they're closing all the factories down, they're standing in unemployment lines. It didn't exactly shine up the town's image. To this day, there's probably some people still mad at me for that song, but that's really what was going on at the time. And I just happened to come across a news story that fit, the song I was trying to write. I was trying to come up with a name that sounded American. Ginny Town, Bobby Town. And for me, like the real America pretty much starts, once you start getting into western New Jersey, then you're really in the heartland. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, the Midwest. It doesn't really start till you get fairly far west. And Allentown was one of those towns. And it worked.
Is there another example of another song that had a kind of an ongoing gestational period before it became a solid song?
Yeah, there's a song on the River of Dreams called It's All About Soul. And that started out as something I called the motorcycle song. Because I love motorcycles. I even have a shop with motorcycles here in Long Island. And I said, I was writing a motorcycle song. And I started to write this song. Well, I'm riding on my bike, going down that big long highway, like a Dylan kind of thing. And I realized I got nothing to say. And I think it's on, what's that Dumpy album? My Lives. Are you familiar with that album?
So let me ask you a little more about My Life. What was the phrase you just used for it?
Dopey.
Dopey?
Yeah, Dumpy.
I was wondering if you could tell me a little bit more about that.
I don't think that ever should have been put out. To be fair, I haven't given Columbia Records anything new since 2001 when I did that piano album.
Right.
And they're, actually entitled to put out albums of stuff that I've put. I don't own my recordings. All my recordings are owned by Columbia Records. So I have really no say. If I haven't handed in an album of new original material, I have no say as to what they're going to release. They're entitled to put out whatever compilations that they actually own. This is not an unusual story. Most recording artists are in the same situation. I signed a contract and said, okay, now I'm a recording artist, and it turns out the record company owns the recordings, and they can do with them what they want. They can market them any which way. But for instance, even prior to the later albums, I never picked hit singles. I don't pick singles up. The way we work is I take it in an album and give it to the guys at the record company, and they say, okay, it's your turn. And then they would meet, and they'd have these meetings and sit around and listen to what should be the single, and what do you think should be edited, what do you think the radio stations are going to play. And then they put out a single, and I got a lot of credit for writing hit singles, but I never tried to write a hit single on my own. I just wrote songs, and it turned out a lot of people happened to like the songs that the guys at the record company chose to put out as a single. Most people know me from the singles, not really from the albums. But I forget what the original question was you asked.
I guess my follow-up question would be, if you were to make your own My Life set, what would be 4 or 5 songs that you would want to include?
Well, there really are not a lot of songs that haven't been recorded that I wrote. When you listen to the albums from, say, Cold Spring Harbor to The River of Dreams, that's pretty much the extent of my output as a songwriter. I really haven't written a lot of other stuff besides the songs you hear on those albums. That's it. Some artists, I think, like Bruce Springsteen, he might write 100 songs and pick the 10, what he thinks are the 10 to 12 best songs that he wrote to put on that album. I don't write like that. I write about, 9 or 10 or 11 songs, and by the time I finish writing the 10 to 11 songs, I'm done. I've had it. I'm exhausted. I'm emotionally drained. I feel like I've been in a cave, and I got to get out. I go, here's what I wrote, and then I run away, and then I got to start the whole process all over again. Songwriting was never a lot of fun for me. Having written a song is nice, but the process was always torturous. And the My Life album is basically all the outtakes of things that should have been left on the cutting room floor. None of that stuff was ever supposed to have been heard. It's all just trying something out, an experiment, an idea, a concept, an arrangement that didn't really work. And they compiled all this stuff, and they called it My Life. Well, I refer to that album as Seeds and Stems. I think marijuana is legal in Colorado. Yeah, so I think that album should be perceived as, that's my seeds and stems. When there's nothing left, that's smoke. I didn't want that album to come out, but there was nothing I could do about it. I can't, be involved in lawsuits with the record company all my life. Just, go ahead, sure, you own it, put it out. But a lot of people assume that everything that came out after the River of Dreams was something that was my idea, that I wanted to put it out. I didn't. I wanted them to stop putting out albums after the River of Dreams. I said, okay, stop, enough. They would compile greatest hits. I said, okay, that's fair enough. But when they, then there was the Billy Joel Love Song album. Like, that was my idea. The Billy Joel Love Song album. Billy Joel is great vocal. That kind of stuff.
So if you're going to be putting out your own personal greatest hits, or your collection of stuff that you've recorded, what would be 5 songs that you think would be, like, let's say all the albums just disappeared. What are 5 Billy Joel songs that you would like to have out there as representative of you and your career?
Okay. I want to have a song called And So It Goes. A song called She's Right on Time from the Nylon Curtain album.
Yeah.
Thank you. Probably Vienna.
Yeah.
What's another one that's a lot of fun? I think Sleeping with the Television On. Scenes from an Italian Restaurant. New York State of Mind. Never Fast Five already. Yeah, I tend, like I said, I tend to like the album tracks, not necessarily the hits.
It's funny you should mention Scenes from an Italian Restaurant, because there's been a lot of discussion about that song at the conference here and different ways to interpret it. And I'm wondering if you'd be willing to share your thoughts about what's going on there. Who's in the restaurant, and what is their relationship to Brenda and Eddie? Because obviously we've had a lot of different interpretations. It's been fun to talk about it, but I think it's safe to say that everybody here is curious what you had in mind.
Well, I think the whole concept of what the song was going to be about was the fact that some people peak too early in life. When we were in high school, there was always a really popular guy and a really popular girl that came in the queen of the prom. And when you were at that age, that's all you thought you wanted out of life. If I could just be as good looking, if I could just be as popular, if the girls just like me as much as they like this guy. And girls go through the same thing. How come I'm not her? Why aren't I popular like she is? Blah, blah, blah. And you meet these people, I don't know, 10 years later at a reunion, and they're all like shriveled up looking. They're like, what the hell happened to you? You were such a big deal. And as those kids start thinking, you realize maybe you can peak too early, which is what happened with those people. They peaked too early, and that was the highlight of their life, being the king and the queen of the prom, or the football hero, or whatever. And there's a whole lot of the rest of life, so you have to hit your peak. And if you hit it in high school, it's a bit premature. Wow, here come the planes. I don't know if you can hear that.
A little bit, yeah.
Right under the approach to the New York airport. This time of night, they're all lining up to land. So the concept was, okay, so what happens to those people who peak too early? And I kind of came up with the idea of, okay, there's a couple sitting there, they're having a meeting, they meet each other in an Italian restaurant. And whatever happened to this guy? Whatever happened to that guy? Remember this one? That's the way people do. And now I had all these different bits and pieces of music that were, I had them just kind of stored away. I call it the spare parts bin.